hit the link at the bottom of the screen to check out the exclusive show available on odds.com. It's only available on odds.com. Just hit the link to check it all out. Okay, we move on. Bebsie's locked in. That is the Colts, Texans. We move on to Lions, Titans. Lions, Titans, which I don't think Stafford's going to play. And if you look at the lines that have come out, only the few books, they're telling you that he's not going to play. 10.5-point favorites for the Titans.
Oof.
So Stafford's not playing. And if that's the case, then, Slats, I don't know if you've used the Titans yet for your Survivor, but this is the gift that the Saints were when they played the Broncos without quarterbacks. So this will be my Survivor pick without question. But I don't have to put my pick in until before kickoff, so I will wait. Make sure that Stafford isn't going to come in. But it's a rib cartilage injury. Lions, Titans. Lions 5-8, 4-3 on the road. Titans 9-4, 4-3 at home. Nissan Stadium, Nashville, Tennessee, 50 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 6 miles per hour. Lions coming off 31-24 loss at home to Green Bay. Stafford 24-34, 244 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Hurt his ribs in the fourth. Diagnosed with rib cartilage injury. Chase Daniel came in, went 3 of 6 for 29 yards. Danny Amendola, second game back, led the Lions in catching 6 passes for 66 yards. Their running game was non-existent, running 15 times for just 51 yards. I can imagine that DeAndre Swift will finish the season strong. Coming back from injury, he ran 7 times for 24 yards. I imagine he's going to get the ball a lot more this week. Their secondary is in shambles. The guys that they expected to have backups are like their key starters now. Jeff Okudah, high draft pick. Desmond Trufant, both out. Okudah just had surgery on his groin. Hawkinson is a beast. 6 catches, 43 yards, and a touchdown against Packers. 58 receptions, 657 yards, 6 touchdowns this year. He's just awesome. What a great player. Kenny Golladay, safety C.J. Moore, offensive tackle Tyrell Crosby, and cornerback Everson Griffin are all listed as questionable. So they're telling us with the 10.5-point spread, which you can bet right now. I mean, Bet365 is one of those books that's very hesitant to open up activity. So they're saying Stafford's out. They must know Stafford's out. What do you think here, Bebsy? We'll get into the Titans in a second, but what do you think?
I like what Birdie's saying here in that it's an overreaction to Stafford being out. But it's less about the fact that Stafford's out so much as it is we talk about this Titans team that so often plays up and down to their competition and can, for that reason, be a very frustrating team to bet. So for me, I'm going to wait till Sunday, look at props on this one. If gun to my head right now, I would probably take the Lions just because I think it is too many points. I kind of agree with Birdie that it's a bit of an overreaction. Birdie all capped saying massive overreaction. It's a bit of an overreaction. I don't know if it's massive, but look, I can't lay money with Detroit. And it's very difficult to lay money with the Titans. So this is going to be a props game look for me. And like you said, I think Swift could be a real good look in that. He's not going to have a huge number. And I agree with you. I think he's going to get a lot more touches this week. I'm mad. I talked myself out of the Henry prop. I said on Tuesday that when the Henry prop comes out, I'm going to take it. And then it came out at 108.5, and I went, that's kind of high. And he absolutely smashed it. And I knew he would. I knew he would coming off a bad week, so I hated myself for not playing that. Unless it's like 150 this week, I feel like I'm going to take it. So I'll be staring at props come Sunday for this game, but I have no interest in the line, especially with little uncertainty. I think you're right. I think the fact that Bet365 has it up, Stafford is not going to play. And if you're the Lions and there's rumors that Stafford might not be there next year, you don't play him if he's hurt. You don't risk if there's trade bait in the air, or if you got to worry about an injury settlement, playing him hurt. You're not gonna put him out there if he's not ready to go. So you're probably right. I don't see Stafford playing this week, but so this is a prop look come Sunday for me.
The best angle in props is backing a player off a clearly off day in any sport. Well, I'm not that comfortable with NHL props, even though NHL is my best sport. But basketball, football, props, backing a player after an off day, and then staying away from them after a career day. And when Bebsie took Gallman over 55.5, I was like, man, I get it, but because he was saying that the market hasn't corrected itself yet, but I'm like, I can't do it after career day. And he did get there by 1.5 yards. Titans coming off 31-10 win at Jacksonville. 4th straight game with at least 400 yards and at least 30 points. Because after all of this, after everything we've said, I want the under 51.5. But I'm a little hesitant with these Titans. 4th straight game with at least 400 yards, 30 points, something the franchise has never done. They've scored at least 30 points in 8 games this year. Tannehill was 19-24, 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Let's talk about Henry. I know Bebsie already has, but some of these things should be mentioned here. 4th game with at least 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. So that breaks the NFL record previously held with Hall of Famers Jim Brown, Barry Sanders, and LaDainian Tomlinson. And, man, I mean, Jim Brown, Barry Sanders. The only thing I remember really about LaDainian Tomlinson is that I had a roommate that Bebsie knows very well named Brian Hatton. He lived in this horrifying – it wasn't even a room. We just kind of – it was like a downstairs closet that we put him in. And every morning I would open –
What if he's watching?
I would open up his door and I would scream LaDainian at the top of my lungs as loud as I could, just like his grandma would when she fed LaDainian soup. Sorry. Henry also topped the century mark for the 9th consecutive road game, leaving him one shy of the NFL mark set by Sanders over 1996 and 97 season. Come on, we're talking about Barry Sanders. He's on pace to be the first to lead the league in rushing in consecutive years since LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006, 2007. A.J. Brown caught 7 passes for 112 yards. Titans now are last in the NFL with 14 sacks. Do you know who leads their team in sacks? Harold Landry III. That sounds like a made-up name.
Come on. He had a career at Boston, was it?
Tuzar Skipper. Sorry, I thought Harold Landry was Tuzar Skipper. Sounds like a fake name. Linebacker Tuzar Skipper was ruled out with an elbow injury in the second half. You know, I've got a son coming in February 20. Tuzar Skipper. Tuzar Skipper. That sounds like a first and middle name.
That's made its way onto the name selection, has it?
Tuzar Skipper. Safety Kenny Vaccaro missed the Jaguars game because of an illness. Vrabel said he's going to return this week. They also have an interesting situation with Christian Fulton, their rookie cornerback. If they don't activate him today, so this must be out now. If they don't activate him today, he's shut down for the year. Cornerback Breon Borders has been placed on injured reserve, and cornerback Adoree Jackson is listed as questionable. I think that the under is in play here. I really do. Titans are going to run the ball down the throat. Like, even if the score is like 27-10 after the first half, the under 51.5 is still probably live. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like if you're Tennessee, you just want to ride Henry in this again. Like, just let him slowly batter an already battered defense. Again, like, that's their game plan is very simple. It's wear the other team out, and if you're winning in the second half, then you just slow play it to the end. Now, if they're losing, they have to open up the game a bit, which they do. But also, Henry opens it up in the second half because teams are tired of hitting him. I mean, if there's I can't think of a back that's in a better situation because the entire league has shifted to smaller, faster linebackers and smaller, faster secondary. You can't thump people anymore, so you don't need massive, huge hitting safeties. So the entire game has shifted to have smaller guys, faster guys on defense, and you have this dump truck of a running back. If you're looking to build an NFL team and looking at a new running back right now, you want to get a massive guy because defenses aren't built to stop that right now. So that's why Henry is just an absolute force, because you don't have guys like Ray Lewis and Patrick Willis in the middle anymore. You have guys like Darius Leonard and Fred Warner who are tough, but they're not huge dudes. So yeah, I like your look at the under here, Jimmy. It's hard for me to look at this game right now with even with the little bit of uncertainty with Stafford, and I think it'll be a prop look for me come Sunday. But I understand your under look.
I'm moving on it. I'm move on it. If I have any panic that Stafford's going to be playing, which I don't think, and even if Stanford plays, this might be a double up spot. Like something that we have Connor Mack in the chat. Something I respect enormously about Connor Mack and really great cappers do this is when the market moves against them, they double up. And when the market moves against me, I panic. Under 51.5. I'm gonna move on. Okay, let's move.
Believe in yourself, Jimmy.
I know. I hear you, and I do like in NHL and NBA. Need to carry that over.